Welcome, everybody, to another episode of The Take. I'm your host, Jackson Burleson, of course, and in today's episode, we got a Chicago Bears fan on. My boy, Gabriel Vasquez. He's on the pod.
I'm
finally.
back, y'all. Go Bears!
Football.
NFL pod, man. Long overdue, dude.
Yes. I was literally asking, why has he not been on an NFL pod? He's been on a bunch of baseball, okay? But we're not talking about baseball today. We're talking about football. I don't have a football, but okay, so we're going to talk about your Bears, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, before we talk about your Bears,
shoot.
subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and also comment what you guys think about the playoff games that have happened so far, and what your favorite head coaching move is so far in this coaching carousel that's been going on in the NFL. So, ISO 800 subscribers. Let's try to get that by the end of the month.
Yes.
Trying to hit that. We're at like 765 right now. So
Get
we're
my
trying
boy.
to get up. We're trying to
My
get
boy
up there.
Yes, sir. Get him up.
Yeah, we're trying to get up. So,
Yes,
so you guys, Chicago Bears just hired Ben Johnson, the
Yes,
offensive
sir.
coordinator of the Detroit Lions,
Oh, yeah.
to be the next head coach of the Chicago Bears. We were just watching his introductory press conference. It sounded good from what I heard.
Yes, it did.
I think he knows what he's talking about. He said the first thing is offensive line is something we need to improve on. And I don't know about you, Gabe, but that's probably all you needed to hear. And you agree with what he said in the press conference, correct?
Absolutely. I mean, that's all you need to hear. I mean, you just said it perfectly. He said it perfectly. Like, that is the main issue. We know we have talent. Caleb's a great quarterback, had a pretty decent rookie year. Good core, good receivers. Bears defense always stands out. So I'm very excited to see what he's going to do with our staff and just upgrade it into what we know it could be after a very tough season.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough year. I definitely didn't think it was going to go this way because I picked them to win the division, which is nuts.
Same old Bears. Same old Bears. I mean,
Yeah, they just
hope so, but,
well,
yeah.
they couldn't protect Caleb Williams. I mean, he got sacked 68 times, which is the third most since 2005 at David Carr. So I mean, that doesn't really help. But
no, it does not.
But I mean, you could take away some positives. I mean, he did pass for 3,000 yards, which is a rookie team record, which is pretty good,
You
and he
don't
had
see
20 passing touchdowns. So like, just seeing the struggles from Caleb Williams, how do you think his rookie year was?
From my perspective, is watching the Bears with quarterbacks as of recently, I am a big fan of it. You know, I got his jersey. I don't get, quarterback jerseys like that. I had Fields' jersey on his last year. Never got a Trubisky jersey. So that explains it for me, at least, how much, how my high hopes for him. But the way he was able to just compose himself, yes, he had a bad O-line, but he played well. He made plays. He extended plays when he needed to. He just took unnecessary sacks, but he's a rookie. Those things happen with rookie quarterbacks. They're new. They're getting used to new offense, especially, a defensive-minded coach that, didn't really help him too much.
Sucked.
Right?
No,
Horrible.
not help. Don't sugarcoat it, Gabe. He sucked.
He was horrible, correct. And
Matt Eberflus was horrendous. I mean, one of the worst coaches I've ever seen in my life.
so bad we had to fire him mid-season, which the Bears have never done in their franchise. So that should just tell you how bad it was. Just did not have the tangibles to head coach this franchise who's been dying to win. But other than that, Caleb had a great year. We didn't win as much, but he provided scenarios where we could win the games. The team couldn't execute, the coaching couldn't execute, and eventually just cost us games. But Caleb, I am pretty impressed, hence the jersey. So,
How do you think Ben Johnson will help Caleb grow even more?
I mean, the creativity that man has and his football IQ is off the charts. Like, when you want someone like that to develop Caleb in the young mindset he has right now as a rookie quarterback coming off his first year, I mean, it's amazing. I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with each other and to help that offense down the road.
I think, well, the last 3 years since Ben Johnson's been to Detroit, I mean, the Lions have had top 5 offenses in yards per game. So, like, we know they put up points, and they did lose to the Commanders, which we're going to go to that right now because Ben Johnson's offense, Jared Goff didn't play particularly well. He was turning over the football. He had a game against Houston where he threw 5 interceptions, and then Detroit, you cannot turn over the ball. Like, in the playoffs, like, this is one of the craziest stats I've ever seen. This postseason, there are 3 turnovers by the winning team. By the losing team, there's 21. So, like,
ridiculous.
Obviously, taking care of the ball
you can't do
is
that.
a big factor in the NFL playoffs. And when you look at this Washington Commanders team, they took advantage of the turnovers. They scored when they got the ball off the turnovers, and that's important.
Good teams do that. Good teams take advantage of opportunities, and that's what puts you over the hump with certain teams. And that's what the Commanders did. They went for it on fourth down when they had to. They took the gamble, and they just executed in certain scenarios. Hence the shocking victory that I had no idea.
I didn't think that was
that
coming.
was
I didn't think that
ridiculous.
was coming. I didn't predict that at all, dude. Like the way they came in there and just diced up, which me and Gabe have been talking about this. A beat up Lions defense.
Yes,
I mean, 16 players on injured reserve. How are you supposed to even compete?
You really can't. Those are all your starters. I mean, those are your guys. And Aaron Glenn, like, he was a good coordinator. Like, the Lions had a decent defense this year. Obviously, it was overlooked with their high-powered offense. But you can't have 16 guys on injured reserve on your defense and expect to win. And yes, we know, even though Washington was the 6th seed, they, I'm going to admit this, have a decent offense. So you cannot... This is hard. It's hard to win, but even then, I still didn't see that coming with the beat-up defense. I thought the pressure was going to fold, or pressure was going to come to Daniels, and he was going to fold.
Oh, he don't do that.
Well, he will next week. He will next week, dude.
Oh, he don't fold.
He
And
will
talk
next
about
week.
a decent offense. No, this Commanders offense is elite. They were 3 for 4 on third down. On the road, like 3 for 4?
Barely beat the Bucks.
What were they in that game? Didn't they convert 3 4th downs in that game too? Yes, they did. So it matters. It doesn't matter. You just said earlier, a win's a win. They beat the Bucks.
I did say that.
They beat Washington. They beat Detroit. Now both those games were different, but if you look at it, both of those defenses were banged up. The Buccaneers defense was banged up, and also the Lions defense is banged up. So if you look at it, they beat a banged up defense by 3, and they beat a banged up defense by 14. So like there doesn't really there seems to be consistency. They're winning.
I'll give it.
Doesn't
to
matter.
Sure. Yeah. I'm a little.
But he
little
hates
biased.
Jaden Daniels, so he hates Jaden Daniels, and you know why? Like that. I mean, we even Hail Mary.
Don't play the clip. Just don't do it.
Maybe I can't play the
It's
clip.
his
But
pod,
like,
but
I won't do that to this man because he could do other things that I don't want to have discussed on
he
here.
knows. My boy knows.
No, I don't want to discuss that. But let's talk about this because Jaden Daniels, he's going to be the 6th rookie quarterback to go to the title game. How do you think he's going to do against this Eagles defense that has been an elite all season? Number 1 defense in the NFL.
Well, we just talked about 2 struggling defenses that Daniels has taken advantage of. So I feel like a wake-up call is going to come for Daniels. I
hope so.
I definitely hope so. Shut the haters for a minute. Like, back off, twin. Like, we gotta look at reality here. I mean, you knock off. It was Matthew Stafford who's had good playoff experiences. So I mean, that defense was hard for him. I mean, they barely lost against them, but I feel like rookie quarterback in Jane Daniels, he's gonna see defense he hasn't seen in a while, so it might be a wake up call for him. But I'm not gonna lie, it's still him, and he's been dicing up. So we shall see. But I take the Eagles defense because in my eyes, defense wins championships, and Jalen Carter is going to get at him. I promise you. With that good O-line, I don't care.
And
He'll make an
Graham
impact.
as well, dude.
Absolutely.
Graham's
100%.
a beast. And
Graham's
then
a beast.
Zach Bond has been a really good player this year as well.
Yes.
He's been an absolute stud. And then don't even start with that Philly secondary. I mean, they've got Gardner Johnson, Quavion Mitchell, who's been an absolute stud as a rookie, and then Cooper DeJean. I mean, they have so much talent on this team. I mean, there's no reason for the Eagles not to win this game. I mean, there's absolutely no reason. They're the better team on paper. Saquon Barkley has been playing like a man possessed, dude. 205 yards against the Rams and 2 touchdowns. Like, are the Commanders going to be able to deal with that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think so. They had a hard time stopping Gibbs. I mean, he was kind of rushing all up on them in the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So,
yeah.
I mean, Barkley, dude, I mean, it's over.
Yeah.
I have something for you. In the combined games that the Commanders have played against the Eagles, Barkley has rushed almost 300 yards in those 2 games alone.
I think he had 2 touchdowns in both of them, too.
Correct. 4 total. 4 total touchdowns and almost 300 yards. Only 4 yards shy. 296 combined the first 2
crazy.
meetings that he's been with them.
That's nuts,
Faced
dude.
them.
I think the key for the Commanders to win this game, though, is going to be getting pressure on Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts did get sacked a good amount. He got sacked 7 times against the Rams, and that pass rush is really good. Now, obviously, not as good. I don't think the Rams pass rush is worse than the Commanders, but like, I mean, you still have to protect Jalen Hurts, and this passing game has not got going. Jalen Hurts in his last six of his last 7 games, he hasn't even thrown for more than 180 yards.
Yeah, no. The thing with the Eagles is that there are dead last in throwing attempts in the league. I mean, hence why you got a mobile quarterback in Hurts, and you have Barkley.
Yeah, Barkley.
I mean, when you have those two guys, it is hard to say, you know what, forget it, I'm throwing the ball. I mean, they have Brown, they have Smith, they have good receivers.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Goddard, too.
just give it to Barkley, dude. And you have Hurts who can maneuver.
Yeah, he ran for like, what, 44-yard touchdown the last game against the Rams?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't need to throw the football, but like,
It helps.
I think if you're going to get into a shootout with a team like Washington, who's been putting up points, I think you got to throw the ball a little bit.
Yeah, and I feel like they're going to expect Barkley to run a lot. And maybe that should change up the Eagles' game.
Well, that's the game plan. I mean, that's Philly. That should be Philly's game plan.
They
is
should
feed him.
Unless it doesn't work, then just throw the ball. Try to throw the ball. I mean, you have 2 options. You have a mobile quarterback and a rush and an insane running back. You can just switch up your game mid-game or just make a strategy. If it's not working, change it up.
Yeah, I don't think
you have options.
I don't think it's if the Eagles can control the clock and run the football, I don't think it's going to be much of a problem, to be honest. But because we've got 6 rookie quarterbacks now who have been to the title game. So, Gabe, I want quick trivia real quick. So, and don't cheat because I got my notes up. Don't cheat. Okay. Who are the other 5 quarterbacks that were rookies to make the title game in NFL history? Who are the other 5?
Big Ben.
Yes, he is one. 2004.
Big Ben. Definitely not Mark Sanchez because they haven't won a playoff game in forever. So definitely not. Oh, is it Mark Sanchez?
Yeah,
Okay.
2009.
Okay.
He's one of them.
Okay.
He's one of them.
Playoff game in a minute.
2009. With the Jets.
The Jets. Yes, correct. Oh my goodness.
You still got 3 more.
Got 3 more. I don't want to keep us too long here. Trying to go off the top of my head what I do know. So we got Roethlisberger.
You got Sanchez. There's 2 more on here that you definitely know. 100%.
NFC or AFC? Google.
They're both AFC and
Both
NFC.
AFC? Okay.
One of them happened very recently.
Mahomes?
No.
That's right. He wasn't a rookie. That's right.
One of them happened very recently.
Brock Purdy.
Yes.
Okay,
Brock
yes.
Purdy is
Okay, yes.
okay. That's 3. So you got 2 more.
And
You should be able to get this
NFC.
this 4th one, but I don't know about the 5th one. I don't think you're gonna get the 5th one.
NFC. Not as recent?
Not as recent. No.
NFC. No, it can't be Rodgers.
Like early 2000s.
Early 2000s. So like Brett Favre?
No.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna give him to you. So Joe Flacco, 2008.
Dang it.
And then the 5th one is Sean King, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 1999.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
So those are the 5 that have made
Joe
it.
Flacco, dang it. Okay, that's all good. Okay.
None of them won.
Nope.
Not one. Jaden Daniels is looking to be the first rookie quarterback to go to a Super Bowl. So
That's insane.
if that happens, one, I'm going to be rooting for him because I just want to see history made. I mean, we've never seen it before. So like that'd be the coolest thing ever. I mean, imagine a Super Bowl when Jaden Daniels could be the first rookie quarterback to win it, or the Chiefs could be the first team to three-peat.
That would be
imagine
an
those
amazing
stakes.
Story. That would be an amazing story. That would be kind of hard for me to root for. I look at my root for the Commanders. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I don't like them, I might as well just root for them.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to see history, right? I mean, you have 2 potential history-making teams right here trying to do something in the biggest stage of not just America, in the world now. How big Super Bowl Sunday is.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I mean, the only thing that's probably ahead of it is the World Cup final. That's probably the only thing. I mean, over 1 billion people watch that. But like NFL will get there eventually. It'll take time,
Hopefully. That'll be nice.
We're expressing the Chiefs right now, and let's just say this: like, first of all, that safety at the end of the game,
Yeah.
it was a -9.5 spread for the Kansas City Chiefs. And that safety got him the 9.5.
Right? Are you trying
So
to
I'm
tell
just
me,
saying, like, there's something going on, dude. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and say that the NFL is rigged. I'm not going to. No. Not going to say that. But do I definitely think the Chiefs get favoritism? Absolutely.
100%.
I mean, the roughing the passer penalty that was dealt against Will Anderson in that Texans game was
atrocious,
horrible. Abysmal. And then the worst one was the unnecessary roughness where the two Texans defenders clashed. They've been hitting.
That's the worst part. I mean, it's just so unfair. You're not even playing the Chiefs anymore. You're playing the refs. It's honestly unfair. And I saw this coming. And if it happens against the Bills, we're going to be livid.
Oh, yeah, because America's cheering for the Buffalo Bills.
100%. I mean, Josh Allen, save us, please.
I mean, I saw this meme where Thanos was trying to pick up the gauntlet, and it was Patrick Mahomes. And then Josh Allen, he's trying to grab the gauntlet, and it was like 1 in 14 billion possibility of this happening. Yeah, we need that 1 in 14 billion because I can't stand the Chiefs. And honestly, I really didn't even care about the Texans-Chiefs game. Like, I really didn't have, I don't have any attachment to any of those teams. Yeah. But the fact that it got me very angry, that's when you know that there's a problem. And then the refs talking to Mahomes for a long period of time before the games. I mean, what are they talking about?
It's just,
what are they doing?
That's their golden boy. I don't know. I really just can't. I have no idea. I mean, they're probably just going game planning on like
game planning for what? How you're gonna throw a flag to change the outcome of the game?
Possibly, dude.
Hey, I'll give you this if you throw it here. 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Like, I mean, what is this?
Possibly. I mean, we don't know. Again, we don't think it's rigged, but there is favoritism, and of course, I feel like the NFL is leaning on the Chiefs to make that historic mark with a three-peat.
Yeah, because they want Taylor Swift there. And then on top of that, Caitlin Clark was at the game, which
apparently.
That was the most random thing I've ever seen. Now, apparently she's been a Chiefs fan her life. So, I actually didn't know that. But still, for her to be at that game, I was like, okay, that kind of threw me off a little bit.
100%.
I was like, whoa.
I thought she was just like bandwagoning with Taylor Swift and all that.
Yeah, I did too. when I first saw it, I was like, okay.
It actually was on our Dan Patrick show. Shout out Dan Patrick.
He did talk about it, and I was like,
it was a Mad Dog, and it was like, and Dan was like, actually, she's been a fan for a very long time. I'm like, where were you all these years, man? When I did much, like, come on now. Now you're a fan. You ain't got no freaking sweet.
Yeah, you haven't been to a game all year, from what I could see.
Celebrities, man, let me tell you.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think the odds are to beat the Chiefs. It's hard. Like, I mean, they haven't lost at home this year. They're 9-0.
Have not. Yeah, that's
which is
tough.
wild.
I mean, it
runs through Arrowhead.
How can you not? It's tough with the noise, the environment, the weather, but the weather won't play a huge factor because Josh Allen,
he's been there before.
He's been there. He knows how to play.
He's
in
literally played in that stadium many times.
That won't be a factor. I mean, he's almost won. He almost beat the Chiefs there. Like 13 seconds, dude. Like, how does that happen?
You blow a 6-point lead. Like, yeah, I don't know how that happens either.
So
I really don't.
I mean, I cannot be a bigger Bills fan next week. I really can't.
No, I'm cheering for the Bills 100%. Now, did I pick the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl this year? Absolutely, because I will not bet against Patrick Mahomes realistically. But do I want the Chiefs to get knocked off? Yeah, and I think Josh Allen deserves it. Like, he has had a great season. I mean, he hasn't turned over the ball, and like I think it was like 13 games he hasn't turned over the football.
That's elite. That's good execution. Nuts. Great execution. That's what you have to do. And he's making it matter most in the biggest stage, in the playoffs. He's not made too many mistakes. He is executed and done what he has to do to help his team win.
It was 11. It was 11. Correction. He's had 11 turnover-free games this season. 11. Still insane. Dude.
Absolutely.
Because that was the critic. That was the criticism of him in the past. Mm-hmm. Can he stop throwing interceptions?
Yeah, and he's definitely matured in that. You see him in his game tape how he wants to look downfield, but he's thinking, should I throw this ball and risk an interception? No, he dumps it off short, gets a couple yards, and continues to make plays and move the chains. Not with small ball, but just a smart ball, making sure you're controlling the football and moving your offense like he knows how to because they have a good offense and a good coach and a good core.
A good run game too.
Absolutely,
James Cook, man, I think he could really give this Kansas City team a problem. Like they didn't have this in previous matchups. They didn't have James Cook running like that.
No,
they did not.
It's good to have a good running game. Trust me. I mean, freaking Swift was abysmal this year. They didn't have 1,000 yards. Caleb
Well-
Williams was our second leading rusher.
Well, the
with
Cowboys had
40
Rico.
something, and Swift 489. I remember now, and Swift had like a little under 1,000. Like horrendous.
Well, the
Like,
Cowboys
I
had
don't know.
Rico Dowdle, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, also hurts when your own line sucks and Swift can't really get past it.
well,
Anyway,
well, you need a good offensive line, and the Bills do have a good offensive line. I
Correct.
mean, do you see the way when James Cooks runs, one of the Bills' offensive linemen will literally grab him by his pads and just say, "All right, let's go, let's
it, dude.
go."
Let's just go across.
Let's
to the
go,
first
dude.
down marker, dude. It's just,
It's like a snowplow when James Cook is running.
Yeah,
it's like a tush push for the running back while he
for
keeps
sure.
going.
Absolutely.
Like they're one of the only teams I've really seen like he pulled him in like versus the Broncos. He literally grabbed him and said, "All right, you're getting the first, dude."
Yeah.
I mean, this
I'll
guy
make
could
sure
probably
you're gonna
pick
get
him
it.
up. Like I would actually wonder if that could happen. Like would an offensive lineman just pick up a running back and just throw him, dude? I mean, maybe the injury would be like not
Crazy.
great, but like
Yeah, right?
the injury risk is definitely high. But like imagine the strategy, just like, all right, dude, you are gonna get stuffed here, so let me just pick you up and just throw you out of this pile.
Hey, game winning drive against the Chiefs, dude. That happens, man. He just freaking.
Dude, I'd love that.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
And the last time these two played, which was week 11 in the regular season, we saw the Bills control the game.
Yes,
and I
they
think they're
did.
going to have to do the exact same thing.
have to, yes.
Get ahead. Get ahead on this Chiefs team. Make Patrick Mahomes play behind. Because if you do that, I mean, that makes it very difficult for
I
him.
don't know. I feel like Mahomes, when he gets behind, he doesn't look back, dude. I mean, yeah, you don't want him to be in front, but I don't want to put Mahomes in that situation where he has to come back because he will make it happen. He's done it his whole career. He's been down 10 points at halftime in his first Super Bowl, beat the 49ers. Did it against the Texans in the divisional round that same year. He does it again last year. They were down, and they always come back. They always put himself in holes, and Mahomes just makes it happen. Again, with the Eagles in Super Bowl 57. Was down at halftime by 10. Came back. I don't want to see Mahomes down and him throw out a drive, and hey, there goes 15 yards to put him in field goal range. That's just my thing. I don't
And
want to do
haven't
that.
they only lost once at home in the playoffs since Patrick Mahomes has been there? To Joe Burrow. That's
Joey-
the only guy.
Joey B, man.
That's the only guy.
That's the best.
And you would like to think Josh Allen could do it because I mean I think the timing it's just like I mean fourth time's got to be a charm, right? I mean it has to be.
You can't be 0-4, man. You can't do it. Really?
It's crazy because he's undefeated against him in the regular
I know.
season. Doesn't even make sense.
It only matters when it matters the most, and this is where it matters the most. Second time they face each other in the title game, in Arrowhead, he just has to execute, man. He just has. I don't know. He just has to do it.
I just think it's crazy because
It's just so hard to say he will because you don't know what's gonna happen. It's the Chiefs, man.
I mean I know it's the Chiefs and like that's why I didn't pick against them, but like I think the Bills season, like whether they win or lose, has just been amazing because going into the year, no one thought the Bills were going to be in this position. No. Everyone thought the Bills were going to be like bottom of the pack in the AFC East, maybe finishing third. Yep. They lost Stephon Diggs. There's a lot of talk about losing Mitch Morse and a bunch of defensive pieces as well. And they've came in and shut everybody up. They've run the football. Sean McDermott is, I think he's a good coach. Now, do I think if they lose again, maybe get a change of scenery? Yes. But
Possibly.
like, I think it's just hard because when you have a coach that successful who's been in the playoffs and who's won in the playoffs but can't beat the Chiefs, I mean, what are you going to do at that point? Yeah. I mean, you can't just fire the man just because you can't beat one person.
Yeah, exactly. Which
is Mahomes.
And if it's just that one guy, I mean, like you said, it's only one player has beat him in his house, and it's Burrow. I mean, you can't, tear down the house just because he can't be this one guy. Now, has he lost to him 4 times? If he does lose to him on Sunday, yes. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous if you lose to him 4 times in the
But whose
playoffs.
fault is it? Who do you blame the most? The coaches or the players? I mean, because the players got to take some responsibility.
It depends on what happens. If the coach is making a abysmal decision, not calling timeouts, not making the right play calls, just not executing in the coaching side, blame the coaches. But if you have a Mark Andrews situation, you blame the players.
Yeah, let's actually go into that.
Okay, cool.
Right now,
All
I know
right.
you had a question about that.
I did, and that's actually a perfect segue for this question. And this guy's I would say he's a pretty decent Lamar fan. He was wearing his jersey and all
Yeah,
that.
I
You
was
see the
wearing
clips.
it. Yeah, I was.
So, and you know the answer, but I want to hear you not rant, but have your opinion. Is Lamar to blame for the loss? Honest answer. Look back at the game. Is he to blame for that loss? Like the internet says he is.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because he threw an interception and he fumbled. You can't turn it over.
I agree.
Simple as that.
I agree.
I mean, if you're going to win in the playoffs, and we just said that stat earlier, 3 turnovers by winning teams this postseason, 21 by losing teams this postseason. You're seeing it. I mean, the key to success is not turning over the football. And yes, did Mark Andrews drop the final pass? Yes, he did. And also he did fumble. But if Lamar Jackson does not turn over the football, the Ravens are not in that situation. They had 416 yards in that game on offense. And they were still hanging around, even turning over the ball 3 times. So like, I don't know if that's more concerning for the Bills, because the fact that the Bills only beat them by 2 and they made no mistakes, that is kind of
a flag.
Alarming to me, because the
flag.
Ravens almost won.
Yeah.
And they almost tied the game.
I agree.
If it wasn't for that one mistake, we would have been talking about overtime in that game.
Absolutely. And I didn't think of it that way. But the reason why I don't highlight that too much is because we knew it was going to be a close game. We knew it was going to be a close game. We knew it was going to be a battle, back and forth. I mean, they both scored in the first possessions.
Yeah.
So you knew it was going to happen. It was going to be close. But like you said, it's who can make the less mistakes. Who cannot turn the ball over. You can't. It's very hard to win a football game and turn the ball over 3 times. And in the playoffs, when there are good teams who can execute, it's very little chance that they're not going to execute when they have a chance. And the Bills, they did. So,
I'll say this.
That's a costly mistake for the Ravens.
I'll say this too, because John Harbaugh is on the hot seat, my opinion.
Okay.
Because this is the 2nd year in a row where he hasn't used his running back. And you've got Derrick Henry in the backfield, who's been unstoppable. And you don't even rush him for 20 carries. I mean, what are you doing? Like, you can't just, when you're playing behind, I get it. You want to throw the football, you want to do this and that. But when you have 3 minutes left on that final drive and you don't have Derrick Henry in the game, what is the point of going to get him?
I agree.
What is the point if you're not going to use him?
He's your moneymaker. You have to have him be in the game. We didn't really see him in that drive. Yes,
he's been the identity for them all year. That's why they were so good against Pittsburgh. He dominated against a team who arguably has a better defense than the Bills. So like Derrick Henry has proven that it doesn't matter who's in front of him, he can dominate. And we saw it when he was on the Titans. He ran through the entire AFC.
He did.
And they just didn't use him. And even at the beginning of the game, they got away from him. They were throwing the ball.
So then that's where you blame the coaching in that scenario.
I think Harbaugh personally needs to be gone. I get he's done a great job. He's won a Super Bowl. But let's be honest, the Super Bowl was 12 years ago. That was a long time ago. And the NFL has changed drastically since then.
I agree.
You got to change. You got to find a new voice. Now, Ravens probably won't do it, but I remember at the beginning of the season, I listened to a Ravens podcast, and they were literally saying, this is the last year for John Harbaugh, in my opinion. And I agreed. If you can't get it done with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, I mean,
then
then what else? I mean, how can you get better from that?
You really can't, because they have to use their greatest weapons, and that stat is true. When Henry rushes for 90+ yards, they're 11-0. He didn't rush 90 yards.
No,
he rushed for 84. Only 84 yards. And
like,
they didn't win.
Feed him, feed the man,
he
dude.
It's
just like the
yards,
Eagles.
Man.
We were just talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
Why have the Eagles been so good in this postseason?
Because they rushed Barkley.
Exactly.
They use Barkley in the backfield. They use him effectively.
And the Ravens were on that track.
Offense. Again, that's coaching. Nick Sirianni, sorry to say this, does a great job in using that combo.
Yeah, he does, because he understands.
It's the same offense. Mobile quarterback, high power rusher. It's the same concept. Use it to your advantage.
And the Eagles have done it way better.
What's that?
The Eagles have done it way better.
Exactly.
I
They
mean,
have
Barkley
used
looks
it.
like he's on. Barkley looks like he's not even getting touched on half of these plays. But like Derrick Henry to not get the football in the most important times of the game. I mean, I don't care how you get him the ball. Like you have to figure it out. Now I know Zay Flowers didn't play in this game, so like I know that was a big factor.
I agree.
But like the last time they played the Bills,
They
he
won.
only had one catch. So
And
like
they beat them.
right. So like he didn't even do anything in that game
What did they do?
anyways.
Henry ran the ball. I mean, like.
Like you cannot you can't find yourself in that situation. You just can't.
No.
You can't. Like, and the Ravens passing game is not all that insane.
Well,
I mean,
you-
the talent is theirs to a certain degree. I mean, they have Mark Andrews,
Yeah,
Zay
okay.
Likely,
Yeah, Mark Andrews.
Bateman. But like outside of those three guys, who do they have?
Not really.
Nobody.
Really, we can really name that's.
And you
that
could
great,
honestly
but-
give Lamar credit for doing
That's-
what he's done with the receiving core he's had.
Exactly. Like I said earlier, they were 2 points away from tying the game, and he still barely lost.
And they had no business being in this game, by the way.
I mean,
they
I
had
don't know.
none.
no, it was
No reason
it
at
was
the end.
supposed to be close.
To turn around, but 3 turnovers, they had no business at being that close. They had no business. The Bills should have blown them out. Let's be honest.
Well, towards the end, and then they were thinking about going for it when they took the field goal. And when they took that field goal, they were contemplating whether to go for it. If they go for it and they get the first down and maybe score a touchdown, then yeah, it's pretty much blown out, and then we won't have this conversation. But they played it safe, and it gave the Ravens the opportunity to make something happen. That's why I want to ask you if you blame Lamar for the loss. I would say a bunch of Lamar fans, our friend James, I heard you call me on that.
But you can't just blame one
call you
person.
out. Lamar did what he had to do, and I feel like you would agree with that. But did he have any costly moments in the game? Absolutely, like you mentioned.
But
2
it's a
turnovers.
team. But it's a team game. Like that's why. Like yeah, obviously the quarterback's going to get the majority of the blame. 100%. I mean, they have
He's
the
star
ball
on
in their
the field.
hands the
Yeah,
most.
They are the players to make the plays, besides running backs who have the other power to have. But the quarterbacks are the ones that execute. They read the defenses. They make the plays. They throw. They know if they're going to hand the ball off or not. They take the play from the coach.
I
It is
also
their
think
responsibility. Now, yes, you can't control their defense, and the defense held ground. Only 27 points to the Bills.
yeah.
I mean, it's pretty decent. I mean, only getting off by 2.
Yeah.
I'm not crapping
But
on
I
the
also
Bills
think
here, but
to tie this up, I think there's 2 sides of like the people blaming Lamar thing. Because I think
agree.
what we just explained, yeah, obviously you blame Lamar. But I think what people are talking about is that last drive, that last throw to Mark Andrews, which obviously you can't blame him for that because he delivered a perfect ball.
and like I've been saying all year for my team, I mean, Caleb has put the Bears in scenarios where we have an opportunity to win the game because of his game-winning drive that he's put for us, but the team didn't execute. The same issue with Lamar. That's why I feel like in that scenario, it's hard to blame Lamar. But again, like I kept saying, 2 fumbles. Caleb doesn't fumble or throw interceptions that much, so I can say that.
And Lamar's now 3-5 in the postseason.
I can't get it done like that, man.
3-5 in the
It's
postseason.
not a good look. It's when you compare him to other quarterbacks, not compare, but just
And
look
that's the
at other
second time he's
quarterbacks.
lost to the Bills too
Exactly.
in the postseason.
Yeah. You gotta make something happen. That's all I gotta say. You look at other quarterbacks like Burrow and Mahomes. They make plays. They don't make mistakes. They execute. They do what they have to do. They lock in the greatest moments. Why is Lamar dropping the ball when he fumbled? Like, why?
That was the one I really didn't understand.
And who was he throwing to on the interception?
Yeah, there was no
he
one
threw it
around him.
Right. Was it DeMar Hamlin who caught that, I believe?
I don't remember who exactly it was.
I'm not exactly
I'll
sure.
take your word for it.
I
But
could be wrong,
he threw
but-
it over. He threw it way over the receiver.
It's not a good throw. It's
No,
not a good throw.
no, and he honestly shouldn't even had that bad of a ball. Like looking at it, I mean, he had a perfect. The guy was pretty open.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he just didn't execute.
I mean, he was going to the sideline, and he literally had him
And
open.
he just overthrew him.
And then the fumble to me, I didn't really understand. Like you just go down, just go to the ground. Like in that situation, take the sack. There are certain situations in football where you need to stop trying to extend the play. When you're already wrapped up, stop extending
And
just
that is
hold
exactly
the ball.
why I say what I say about Lamar. He tries to do too much in extended plays, and it costs him. What did it cost him? A fumble. That was costly. You don't see that from not most quarterbacks, but quarterbacks who execute and do what they have to do. Lamar tried to do too much. It made a mistake. He fumbled the ball. Costly.
And we just talked about Josh Allen, who's not making mistakes.
Exactly. He eliminated those mistakes. You have to get better and eliminate those mistakes. And don't fumble the bag when you have it.
Yeah.
There's no... It's not like the ball was knocked out of his hands. He just simply dropped it.
Yeah,
he just simply dropped it. That cannot happen. That is what puts me... And this is a whole other debate. That's what puts me over with the Burrow and Lamar takes.
Yeah, which we've had that debate
many times with a bunch of our friends in the program.
We had it on the last pod too. We did argue about it.
And now I have another argument for it. You don't see Burrow doing that.
Well, Burrow even said it. This is where I get my philosophy from with the sacks thing. It's because Burrow says, "I'd rather take a sack on second down than make a turnover and then get another opportunity on third down."
You have
even if you're losing yards, it's better than turning the ball over.
You can get the yards back or even pick up the first down or, again, make something else happen. When you give the ball to the team, it's effectively game over. Especially in the scenario.
Yeah, it is game over. It is. You can't turn over the football.
No, you can't do that.
You can't do it.
Especially
and the Bills, they haven't done that a lot. And they also match a franchise record, 13 wins. And they become the first NFL team to score 30 touchdowns in the air and on the ground without a 900-yard receiver. So, like, Josh Allen's doing it arguably with less as well. So, like, you could say that. But let's move on to the play of the week. We have a reaction video. I'm going to edit these after this. But Puka Nakua's 37-yard catch versus the Eagles, that is our play of the week.
Final 95 seconds of regulation. Stafford shakes the shoulders, takes a shot downfield. It is caught by Nakua. He pinned him on his shoulder and made the catch.
Oh my gosh. That's unbelievable.
At the 21-yard line.
That right there put the Rams in a position to possibly tie that game up.
I mean, yes, that was an insane play. I had no idea that was going to happen. In the snow, in the environment that the Rams are not used to, outside, conditions are off the charts for them. And Puka makes a good catch, and he's been really good for the Rams. Like, oh my God. I know a lot of people didn't see him being that good when he got drafted, but I mean, he's been elite. I mean, he's probably their best receiver.
No, it's not even close.
Come on now.
It's not even close.
He's had
Cooper
141
Kupp's
yards.
out of his prime, so it's not even close.
Right. He's had 141 yards receiving in the playoffs. He's averaging almost 13 yards a reception.
Oh my God, 13 reception, 13 yards per reception.
Almost 13 yards a reception.
Holy crap.
12.8 to be exact. You round it up a little bit, and close to 13.
I mean, he can't get tackled, so like that's probably why that number's so high.
I agree.
No one can tackle him.
No,
he's so big.
He's just strong. He's young. He's a good core receiver. He can get it done.
Second year.
Second year.
I mean, this is not even the best we're gonna see him.
No, absolutely not.
Oh my God! And he still was 10 yards shy of a 1,000-yard season, and he wasn't even healthy for the majority of the year.
He's a beast, man.
I wish he was on my team. Really good, really good, dude. I wish he was on the Cowboys. I wish he was on the Cowboys, dude. He carves up some defenses.
Absolutely.
And the Eagles defense, the Eagles secondary is really good. So for him to have a catch like that, and like honestly, when the ball went up, I'm not even gonna lie, I thought it was picked. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I thought Puka had no chance to catch that ball.
He had no business doing it. And he calls it the sideline, gets out of bounds, puts a position for the Rams.
Puts him up, and obviously they didn't win the game, but like it was Stafford was balling out, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw for 300 yards. I mean, man was slinging it out there.
Absolutely.
I mean, Stafford still got it.
He still got it.
He still has it.
I like the way Stafford throws the ball. I like seeing his maneuver, his mechanics. I like it.
Now the fumble from him and Kyron Williams.
Yes. Again, fumbles.
Those were costly.
Mm-hmm. Turnovers. I mean, this is the story of our podcast. Turnovers, fumbles. You can't have that. And their defense, it's a little different because they were in a snowy environment. Again, that was
a cool game.
That was
because there was no snow on the field in the first quarter, and then at the end it was just covered, dude. Like we were talking about how it reminded us of the Thursday night game with the Steelers and Browns.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty much the same thing. Like
we love that, especially in the playoffs. It get no better than that.
Yeah, snow
Trust
game.
me.
I like snow games, especially when Barkley was sliding in the snow.
Yeah, yeah.
Get the snow sleds out.
Absolutely, that's great, man. We love snow games.
And I also want to give credit to Jared Verse. He Knowles Nation. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year, which
that?
congratulations to that guy. He was dominant in this game against the Eagles.
Absolutely.
He was a game wrecker. I mean, 3 sacks. Braden Fisk got hurt in this game, which that hurt him pretty big. But, I mean, this Rams pass rush had 16 sacks this postseason.
That's really good.
16.
That is insane.
In 2 games?
That's wild.
Like, what?
I was trying to wrap my head around that, and the fact they lost and still have that many is pretty insane to me.
And it's led by 2 Seminole boys. 2 Florida State Seminoles.
Florida State football,
That's
man.
how you play Florida State football. Tackle them and put them in the snow. That's how it works. I mean, Jalen Hurts he was getting pressure all day long.
Yeah, I mean he was
All
on the
day
ground
long.
on the snow, technically. All that.
And
all
he got hurt too, which he said he's fine, but like, I mean, he's been banged up a lot
he
this
has,
year.
I
I
was
mean, he
gonna
had
say,
the
he's been pretty
concussion,
banged up, yeah.
which going back to Washington, the last time they played Washington, he got a concussion
Yeah,
in
that's
that game.
right. It was correct.
Yeah, he got concussion.
In Washington, that's right.
But
That was a
Washington
close game, too.
still barely beat him. They only beat him by 3 that game with Kenny Pickett. I mean, is that not something to be aware of? Absolutely.
I would definitely use that as something to be aware of. I mean, again, defense, it's all that matters. Defense, and the Eagles are obviously the better defense. But with the hot streak, and like my uncle says, you don't want to mess with a hot team. And the Commanders are flaming right now. You don't want to mess with that team who's on a hot streak right now.
No,
but
that's no.
again, defense wins it. So I mean, only win by 3.
Let's go to our picks.
Yeah.
Let's go to JB's picks, courtesy of Hard Rock Bet. Okay, so my pick, we've been talking about this Washington and Eagles game. I'm gonna go the hot hand. Plus 225 money line for the Commanders. Now here's the first reason. I hate the Eagles. I hate them. Like, we and the Cowboys, we beat the Commanders. We beat Jaden Daniels this year. We're 1-0 against Jaden Daniels. But I could care less to see that green in the Super Bowl. I don't want to see Nick Sirianni walking up and down the sideline going, like, I don't want to see that. I also don't want to see Jalen Hurts. Okay, and the Eagles green helmets, they just make me want to throw up.
Man, they're awesome, dude. What you mean? The color greens.
My throw up will be green. I'll make it a little bit better for it. I'll paint it. I'll paint it with vomit. That's what I'll do. But I'm going that. I mean, I think Washington's gonna. I think they're gonna keep it up. They've been the momentum. I mean, when a team's hot, I mean, we've seen it. Like the Eagles when they made that run with Nick Foles. They were hot.
Very true.
When the Giants made the run to the Super Bowl and they beat the Patriots, they were hot.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't the greatest team going in, but when they won in the postseason and they got their offenses going, and the Commanders' offense has been absolutely unbelievable. Look, this stat by Jaden Daniels is absolutely amazing. He set a rookie record with 240 passing yards in the first half, and he became the first rookie to lead his team in passing yards and rushing yards in a playoff win. Oh. And he also has the most game-winning drives in the NFL this year. To add that. So the clutchness of Jaden Daniels.
Oh my goodness.
The stars.
Oh my gosh.
The lights will not be too bright for this man because he's going to be wearing these. That's why. He's not going to see the lights because he's going to be wearing sunglasses. That's what's going to happen. The lights are not going to be too bright for this man. That's what's going to happen.
He's gonna see the lights, all right.
He can't see them in these things. They do a pretty good job of blocking it out. And he's done a phenomenal job of blocking out. Jaden Daniels, my friend, if you want these, you can come pick them up. I already know you have an own pair because the last couple games you've been playing, you've clearly had some sunglasses on, my friend. Yeah, you clearly have. So, yeah, that's my pick.
I will say this in regards to that. Our group chat with friends. Yeah, apparently he was wearing Kobe cleats against the Lions in his win. So
yeah.
I just got the notification.
Yeah, Mamba mentality. He even had that, dude.
But
Jaden Daniels has got the Mamba mentality.
Shivering my boots, dude.
You should be shivering in your boots because that's a guy you should be scared of because he pulled off one of the greatest play I've ever seen in my life against your team.
Yeah, okay. How about that lucky little Hail Mary pass that had no business going in that end zone?
but it went in
Did
there.
nothing. There was,
It went in.
Tyreek Stevenson was never there. That never happens. End of story. In regards to that, in my defense wins games mentality, give me the Birds. Go Birds. I'm riding them all postseason against the Packers. I mean, when you play a team that I hate, I'm pretty good at riding.
Are you going
the
money
whole
line
time.
or spread?
Let's do the spread.
It's -6.
Really?
-6 for the Eagles.
Okay.
So they're saying it's gonna be a close game.
Right there, I was saying it's gonna be a close game, but defense wins games. Just saying. And Jay Daniels will get his first taste out of real defense this Sunday. Be ready, Jay Daniels. Your luck will run out. Just saying.
To be fair, he has beaten this defense once this year.
Barely. I'm
I mean, he still did.
I'm kidding. A win's a win. I
mean, he still beat
I gotta
him.
stop saying that.
He
because
still beat him.
Because every time I say it, it's wrong. I say a win's a win, but then when I say it against my teams I don't like, it's an issue. And it is because I can't be saying that. Whatever.
Oh man.
Defense wins games, and Jay Daniels will get a wake-up call.
Yeah, I want, and I'm not cheering. I'm not cheering for this Eagles team. I'm just not.
He can't cheer for the Eagles. That's like me going for the Packers. I will never root for that team. I don't care if the Chiefs have 10 Super Bowl wins in a row. I'm not cheering for the
Even
Packers.
if I think the Eagles are realistically going to win, which I do, because I've said that in previous pods for the playoffs. So, like, yes, I do think they're going to win this game, but I'd be stupid to pick the Commander. But either way, this game's going to suck because I got to watch 2 NFC East teams in the championship game. Like, this sucks. This sucks, dude. This freaking blows, man. I mean, that's a terrible game for me to watch.
I agree.
I mean, but look at this shirt, dude. It doesn't matter because this shirt is all that matters, dude. Cowboys run the East, dude. We're not here because we can't put any of these teams in their place. But, like, we run the East. Who cares, dude? It doesn't matter. Who cares? But I hate that I have to watch this garbage.
I mean,
2 of my division teams, dude. I hate both of them. I honestly would like neither of them to win, but I can't do that because you got to pick one because only one team can come out of the NFC. So, but this guy doesn't want him, Jane Daniels, to hold up the George Halas trophy.
No,
so that's what that's what he doesn't want.
Oh my god. I will literally. Oh my goodness! Don't even say those words. That is. Oh my. I'm gonna have to throw up, dude. That is a disgrace. That is such a disgrace.
Dude, that would be awesome.
Oh
dude.
my
I'm not
God.
even gonna lie.
I will literally. Oh
I will.
God.
We will have that reaction on the pod next week if that happens.
I will lose my stuff.
He gonna watch. He gonna watch the
I'ma
ceremony.
lose
You gonna
my
watch
stuff,
the
dude.
owner ceremony. You know, Jerry's gonna be in attendance.
I will lose my stuff if he holds that trophy, dude. That's almost as like Aaron Rodgers holding that trophy, and he's held it once. So that's kind of that's degrading right there. But hey, it makes it better when the Bears raise a Lombardi trophy, dude.
That's not gonna happen anytime soon.
Oh, here we go.
That's not
This
gonna
year,
happen.
He was all about the Bears. Bears, man, gonna go off this year. Best team in division.
And you guys sucked.
Unlucky is what it is. Unlucky. Unlucky, dude. Unlucky, dude.
Oh yeah. Oh! I'm glad you brought that up because
no.
I was not gonna get out of here without saying this stat.
Oh, goodness.
The 10-game losing streak that the
my
Chicago
God.
Bears had also was one shy of Troy Aikman's record, setting a winless streak, was one shy of that, which is the worst. So you guys are one shy of that. So yeah, you guys sucked. It was terrible. I said they were going to win the division. Why would I do that? Dude, I knew better to do this.
You did know better.
I did know better. Even Gabe was telling me, he's like, dude, do not do this. And I'm like,
not do it.
dude, I'm not listening to this guy.
Literally.
And
He never listens to me, man. He never listens to me, dude.
well, there's let's get out of here on this note. So I've got a sports quiz card right here. And I've got 2 questions. One's football. The other one is Olympics. You guys may not know this one. So let's see. You guys should know this one. So we'll get you out of here with these 2 questions just to put it in your brain, right? If you're on the car ride or you're doing chores that mom and dad told you to do that you don't want to do because I know that experience.
Been there.
Or if you're just at the gym, think about this. So in what year was the first Super Bowl?
Oh. It took place in the 66 season, but it fell place in January 1967.
That is correct. It was 67. It was Chiefs Packers.
Yes, correct. Super Bowl one.
Super Bowl one, dude. Super Bowl one.
Packers won.
Yeah, and Vince Lombardi got his hands on the. That's why it's called the Lombardi Trophy.
And they only have 4 of those. Remember that. They only have 4. It's their trophy. Only have 4 of them.
Okay, and then the other one. There's no way you guys get this. Which nation won gold in women's hockey at the 2012 London Olympics?
I'm gonna take a wild guess. It might be a little stereotypical, but Russia?
No,
Dang it.
the Netherlands.
Oh, what? Wow. Okay, we didn't guess that. But hey, congratulations to
So
that.
we got some trivia
That's
out
awesome,
here, and let's actually do one more question because this is fun. What Super Bowl do you want to see?
Oh yes, I was actually gonna get into that too. I want to see Bills Commanders. Well, those are my picks, obviously, but I would love to see those.
I mean,
two.
same.
I mean, both teams haven't been there since the 90s. Commanders haven't been there since 91. Bills haven't been there since 94.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to see 2 teams that have been there in a minute. Bills searching for their first rookie quarterback, searching for his. So another good story.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I mean, no one wants Chiefs Eagles.
Again.
No one.
2 years ago, dude.
Which we
remember
talked.
watching
That's where the referee crap started, though.
Yeah, very true.
I'll say that. I don't really argue for the Eagles much, but that holding penalty on Juju Smith-Schuster, that was not a holding.
Was not. Well,
It was not.
we're not
No.
going to get into this. Technically, he grabbed him, but let him play. Let
No,
him
he
play.
did not grab
Let
him.
them play. He technically grabbed him.
His hand was over
but
his back.
It was
No.
like a tug. But I agree because Greg Oakson was like, he's like, oh yeah, man, like he's grabbing him, but come on, man, let him play. It's basically nothing. Has no impact on the play at all. The ball was thrown almost out of bounds. Smith-Schuster has probably no chance at that ball anyway. So let him play, man.
Yeah,
Let him play.
let him play. Let him play. And hopefully, there's no more referee nonsense this weekend.
Doubt it.
Hopefully not.
doubt
Hopefully not. But
There will be.
well, this is gonna do it for this episode of The Take. This is Gabriel Vasquez. Go check him out. Boricua Sports.
Yes,
Go
sir.
check out his videos. He's been putting out some NFL content. So
This week, NFC Championship pod. I'll get it out really quickly and then watch these great games.
yes, we're gonna watch these great games. And I'm Jackson Burleson. Hit the subscribe button, like this video, hit the notification bell, and also comment who you think's gonna go to the Super Bowl or what Super Bowl you want to see, and what your thoughts are on the coaching carousel and things like that. But that's gonna go ahead and do it. I'm your host Jackson Burleson, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me nice. I'm from another world, baby, yeah. Right way paradise. They think I'm way too cold, cause I put my